Hello everybody, my name's Atley. Welcome back to my SnowRunner Hard Mode playthrough. I'm going to break up the logging a little bit and do something different in this episode. We're in Black Badger Lake in the Thatcher Force. It's morning, and what I want to do is get the 4 lots of metal beams that I've got stored in this cargo creation zone loaded up onto the Zix 8-slot trailer, and then those 4 slots, get them down into the other map. Just to break up the logging a little bit, because every episode being logging is a little bit dull for me, let alone you guys. So that's the plan for this episode, or at least the start of this episode. I haven't got a trailer here. I thought about going and getting one and bringing it here kind of before starting the episode. I think, to be honest, by the time I maneuver the trailer to get it into that loading platform, I may as well just run 4 times with this truck. It's pretty close. There's only one bit of nasty terrain that I don't like. We'll see how we do. But yeah, that's the plan for this episode, is to get the 8-slot trailer loaded up with 4 lots of metal beams and get them down into Grainwoods, or at least get them on their way to Grainwoods. Don't necessarily have to take them all the way, but I want to get them out of this corner of the map. So all drive on. This particular bit of terrain isn't wonderful. I still think it's a better route than going through between those 2 rocks upstream of me now. That's a proper muddy mess. Whereas at least this one, you've got a couple of these trees to winch from. But we'll see what sort of a mess it is after I've been backwards and forwards 4 times. And I definitely didn't fancy bringing the 8-slot trailer in and trying to maneuver it into this yard. As you'll see, I'm just about to go into this yard and it is quite tight. So trying to get the 8-slot trailer up here and turned around and all of that didn't seem to me to be worth the effort. This feels like a better way to do it. So, cargo onto the loading platform. Move my camera, and we get 4 of these loaded up. Loop, restore the crane, back the cargo. Back her down the hill. And then retrace our steps, and we're going to rinse repeat this 4 times. I think you probably agree that by the time I got a trailer, even the 2-slot trailer, by the time I got it in there and turned around, and it's not worth the effort really. Dip lock on. Discussion with Misha in comments this morning about the lighting in this game, and this is a good example of it. This sunrise, early dawn lighting is just, I think, one of the best features of this game. Some of the I just really like the atmosphere of the game, and then part of that discussion includes potentially a way to avoid nighttime driving in hard mode, which I'm probably going to do, but we'll see how we go. I gotta unpack the cargo first. Restore the crane. Pretty sure I got enough fuel to do this. Both trucks have got full roof racks in terms of fuel. It shouldn't be too bad to get 4 lots. I will see you guys when I'm loading up the 4th one. Unless anything interesting happens. But this is pretty safe terrain, it's just a bit slow. Right, welcome back. Restore the crane. Pack the cargo. This is the 4th and final batch of beams. So I saved you guys watching me do the same thing 4 times, but I figured that the last drive back, that bit of mud across that water is getting a bit more gnarly to cross. So yeah, doing 4 trips backwards and forwards does chew up the ground a fair bit, as it would in the real world. Get this lot loaded onto the 8-slot trailer, and then I think I'm going to probably drive the Zix down and tow the force with it. And because I want the force at the paper mill, that's where the 4-slot trailer is that I want to put on it, so I can get 6 lots of planks. Yeah, this bit of terrain is getting a little bit more difficult to drive through as I've chewed it up, but luckily, like I say, there are trees, and that's something that I think from memory is missing from the route between those 2 rocks. A diff lock on might help. Doesn't seem to make an awful lot of difference on this truck. It's not as noticeable as on some. Not entirely sure that I like these tyres, but beggars can't be choosers. I thought I'd connected that to a better winch. Let's take it off that one. Started raining as well, so that's obviously not going to help the floodwaters and so on, if that was real in this game. There are definitely better winch points ahead of me. It keeps going off to the side for some reason. That one will do. Just got to get my wheels out of the water, and then the terrain's not too bad. There we go. Whack it into high, get a bit of momentum. And then when we hit the road, auto. Maybe not. A little bit early there. Now auto stays into 4th, which lets you get a decent bit of a climb up this hill. I also think it's just upshifted into 5th. Maybe not. There we go. Right, so yeah, let's get this one loaded and then we'll drive the Zix down through the map, at least to the paper mill. Unpack my cargo. Crane mode. Beautiful job. Restore the crane. Stop my engine. Change into the Zix and pack that cargo. Not too bad a job loading, was it? Pack the cargo. Full tank of fuel, full roof rack. And I didn't use the roof rack on the Force, so the Force did pretty well, really. The fuel. And I still think, even though it took me 4 trips and I did 2 of them off cam, I still think that that is... Oh, this is quite a long trailer, isn't it, to try and attach a winch with. Yeah, I have an idea actually. I thought about this when I was editing the other day. If I put it in trailer view, does that then give me better controls? No, it thinks that force is too far away, doesn't it? Maybe back it up a bit. Yeah. It's funny that it'll let me attach to the lamppost but not to the force. I suppose the other option is to put the force in front. I'd like to take them down in convoy because it just saves me doing another trip. We'll whack the force on the front of the Zix. It's all road anyway. It's not as if I've got any difficult driving to do. Just have to watch that trailer. The only tight turn is probably turning left past the garage. I just have to be careful. I might have to disconnect them there and drive them individually, but we'll see. Alright, Zix, you're coming with me, pal. Looks funny, isn't it? This is just saving effort. And if it doesn't look like it is going to save effort, I won't bother. It's going pretty slow. Nah, that's too slow. Turn the engine off the Zix. Disconnect the winch. I think I'll put the force on the side. And we'll drive the Zix down without messing around with tow ropes. I'll just accept the fact that a second trip is worth it. So another thing that Misha mentioned in comments in response to me in the previous episode saying that I did some off-cam prep work during the night phase because I didn't want to show nighttime driving. So Misha's explained to me, and I hope I've understood it properly, how the timestamps work in this game, and explained a way that you can make use of that to effectively skip nighttime in hard mode. So people will have their own opinions on whether that's acceptable. My view is that driving it at night isn't particularly difficult, but watching videos of nighttime driving is difficult. So I'm going to be experimenting with that technique. And you know, as a person who often plays role-playing games, it bothers me that my driver, sat in the cab there, never gets to have a sleep. You know, he basically drives 24/7, and that bothers me a bit. So I'm going to experiment a little bit with, let's call it role-playing, that when it gets dark, it's coming into dusk now, which is a lovely time of day. Again, lighting is wonderful in this game. I like how it works. But as it comes into dusk, when I feel my driver's done enough, I am going to roleplay that he has to sleep. And then we'll come back at daylight and we'll see how we do with that, right? I think it'll definitely, if I can make it work and if I've understood exactly what was explained to me. If I haven't understood, it's my failing, not yours, Misha. But if I've understood what was explained to me, then we will start skipping nighttime, and it'll, I think, make better videos. And then occasionally, where it makes sense, again from roleplay, if I'm towards the end of a delivery, I'll just push on into the night. So entirely get rid of it. And related to that discussion is another one that I've made a comment and had a response from Friday. So you guys are hopefully watching Friday's series of harder mode. So using New Game Plus to set some restrictions that make it harder than hard mode in some ways. Easier in some. You can't get away from the fact that there's only so many options you've got in the game. The perma-day state of New Game Plus, it's really good for content creation. I find it really hard to play because it's just permanently midday and you miss out on all of this rich lighting of the dusk phase we got right now. I've blocked that off, haven't I? I had an idea. What time is it? Not quite sleep time yet. I was going to try and put that Land Rover on that flatbed, but I would need to bring the force down for it. Now I'll drive on for a little bit. Right, I think before entering that swamp, this is as good a place as any. So engine off, not too far from the paper mill, on the road, but vehicles can get past me. That's a responsible place to park. And my driver, lights off, gonna make himself a cup of tea. He's got a little stove in there, bench seat in his cab, and he's gonna get his head down and have a sleep. And he will see you guys in the morning. Right, here we are. Driver is back in the cab and ready to start his day. He's had a nice sleep and we're ready to drive down into Grainwoods. So engine up. He's walked round, he's kicked all the tyres. I'm going a bit overboard with the role-playing thing, right? Just a bit of fun. He's kicked the tyres and the truck is fully operational, ready to go. Look at how much fresher he looks. Fresh as a daisy. And I don't think I have any reason to come back to this map with this trailer. So we'll get these 4 beams down into Grainwoods and drop them off at the rail crafting depot. Doesn't pull so well in high, this one. I'll use it in Grainwoods to move more beams because I have to craft a bunch of rolled steel into beam steel on that map. But I don't think I need to bring it back to this map at all. See if we can drive this from the proper, like, wide out view. I did this last time, didn't I? Took this corner a bit too tight. There's a little bit of a hump in the ground on the left side that causes the trailer to bottom out. It's a big rig, isn't it? Love it. I do think that this trailer on this map might not work on every map, but this trailer on this map has been a really good decision. I always do this. I always go to turn right there because that trail kind of confuses me with a different part of terrain somewhere. very similar piece of road somewhere else that you turn right for the main route. Quick photo opportunity there for a thumbnail. And then that's the sawmill that I've got to bring the cat down to with the Voron AE. A little bit of traction issue off the rocks, but of course it gets the useless winch point. There's a nice power pole right there. Why would it grab a power pole when it can grab a twig, basically? Let's get a line off the trailer to the same power pole. Beautiful sunrise. And here we are at the gateway. See you guys on the other side. I think this is still showing the contracts to pick up planks. So the highlights on my right, it's showing me lots of places I can pick up wooden planks. Probably turn that tracking off, really. I was looking through this map earlier and I've actually got quite a lot left to do on it. There's quite a few tasks that I haven't done. There's not a lot contract-wise. Some interesting stuff, but not a lot going on contract-wise. But loads of tasks to do. So it'll take a little while to get this map done. Right, so this is the rail construction yard. You can see the pike is sat in the loading bay. Now, I dropped wooden planks off in there, I think, if I remember rightly. Engine off, and I'm looking to deposit 4 lots of metal beams off this trailer. And then what that shows me is I've got 8 beams in stock. I think I need 12. And if I've calculated properly, I needed those 4 beams that I've just brought down. If I've miscalculated, then I've just wasted a bit of effort. We'll see. Yeah, I've got to make 6 sections of rail. That's that task done. The next thing I'm going to do is I will go back to Black Badger Lake and I'm going to jump into the cat and I'm going to have a go at getting the cat and Voron AE down to that sawmill. I've refueled it, did that earlier, so the Phoenix is parked just there and I'd refueled both of these vehicles. So we will drive, and my route, basically I think I'm just going to follow the railway line. A little bit hairy maybe, but follow the railway line. I don't fancy trying to get back to a road from here. I don't think it's any better than the railway line. Down through here and probably all the way to here and then back to the sawmill. I think that's probably the safest route. Doesn't mean it's safe, but safest. We'll see. So whack this in all-wheel drive because it's useless without it. And then at the moment I'm not running the engine on the AE. We'll see. how it does. I'll pull it in a little bit tighter though. That should do. See how this goes. That's pretty slow. What would it speed up if I turn the engine on the AE? Yeah, slightly. Although the AE is too fast there, it catches up with a cat. And I leave the track because I don't like the way it's going to do a camber on me. I'm just going to stick this in diff lock for a minute. A little bit worried about the AE tipping over, really. That's my biggest concern. Based on the last episode where it did appear a little bit tippy with those logs on. Or a bit rolly, rather. I don't think it actually tipped over. So far, so good. And then the other thing, so Misha's been a mine of information since the last episode, blimey. The other thing that Misha mentioned, which is brilliant, thank you very much, and it makes sense in a way. It's a bit surprising, but when you think about it, it makes sense. Each batch of logs loaded onto a truck is actually 3 logs that you load up, right? So in terms of individual pieces of cargo, it takes 3 logs. Ooh. Hang on, where am I? Where am I going? I'm kind of not going the way I'm meant to. I meant to follow the trail. Where does this go to then? Right. I meant to follow the railway track. Still got time. Just left turn, Clyde. Yeah, so each batch of logs on a truck is 3 logs that you load up with the crane when you do the manual loading. When you get to the sawmill, what it says on Map Runner is that each medium log is 2. So therefore, 1 batch of medium logs on a truck is actually 6 wooden planks when it's crafted. So these 2 trucks should give me 12 wooden planks. So that, to me, probably makes it not worth running around and collecting wooden planks from the map. It's probably just more efficient to bring some logs. Because 1 lot of longs is 12 planks, or 2 lots of mediums is 12 planks. Which is pretty efficient. I think I'm still in diff lock. Yeah. Still needing it as well. I'll have to calculate how many wooden planks I need. I know I need 6 for the one on this map. And I think I need 24 for the railway. See if it can handle a bit of auto now. Get a bit of speed on. It's not willing to shift up a gear yet. So therefore it's probably better off just sticking with a diff and low high. I'm impressed with this cat as a logging vehicle, to be honest. So thank you very much to the suggestions that got me doing that. Get myself moving a little bit. I'm not sure if I put the biggest engine in the cat. Can't remember. I'm going to turn the engine on. That AE and let it help me a bit. Might even give us a push lot. See, that's funny. It didn't actually touch me to push. But the fact that its engine is turned on and it's not pulling a dead weight allowed the cat to move. And then now I'm going to turn that engine off again. Oh, I didn't mean to. I hit the wrong button and dropped the winch instead of turning the engine off. Probably no bad thing to turn this corner. It's a fairly tight corner, so it's probably not a bad thing that it dropped the winch. And see if that will then reattach, and can I pull it around this corner safely? And then I'll kill its engine again. As I'm on asphalt. Pull it in a little bit tighter, make it easier to turn corners. That'll do. Couple of nasty stump holes in the road on the way in. Watch out for tip hazard. Right. Get them both in the crafting zone. Drop the winch, engine off. So load up one lot of medium logs. Change vehicle. Load up another lot of medium logs. And then crafting. Medium logs, I've got 6. So I've delivered 2 batches, but that's 6 logs. And therefore wooden planks I can craft 12 lots of wooden planks. Brilliant. That's fantastic. And saves me a lot of effort, so thank you so much. Because what I'm going to do now is, on Grainwoods, I was going to run around and collect wooden planks off the map. I don't think I'm going to bother, because the next episode, I need to come to this logging camp. That's still got 6 lots of medium logs in it. So I could have a think about bringing the Azov there, taking these 2 trucks back. It's only to there, it's not that far away. Probably find a way. Can I find a way through the trees? Probably go straight through here to it. And then just get loads of wooden planks from the sawmill. And that actually might mean bring the 8-slot trailer back and do use the 8-slot to take 8 lots of wooden planks at a time down into Grainwoods. So I'm happy with that. Didn't actually complete any contract stuff, but that's still good progress, good prep for the next episode. So I am going to wrap this episode here. Next episode we'll bring the Tatra Force here with the red skateboard 4-slot trailer, load it up with 6 of these lots of planks and take them up to that farm. So that'll be the next thing we do. And then after that it's more log shifting. but that's all for next episode. So thank you very much for watching. Especially thank you, Misha, for the helpful comments. That's really much appreciated. I hope you all enjoyed the episode. I hope to see you in the next one. But in the meantime, thanks and goodbye.